Thought I'd do something more specific on this Paulk-ish workbench. So this is from the basic Paulk design. Obviously mine isn't made to break down like his. I just liked it because it looked like such a rigid frame, which it is. And I just added some things to it. Got the paper on the end here. I can just pull that off. Whoop. And pull rolls of paper over the top. Cut it off as needed. These pull out. My planer sits right on top of those. They just, don't know if you can see back in there. Go back in there, but you can get an idea of the frame. Little storage down there. I just have that little outlet feeds this electric on the side, which is the bomb. You can see the paper's just cradled on these little arms here with that pipe. More electric on this side. Table sells a black cord. Always stays plugged in. Only cord I have coming across is this one right here. Comes up and over the wall. So I got one of these, another stolen idea. Just a regular switch. You can just reach in here. Little bump shuts it off. This is the shit. Made this 1950s Craftsman table saw. Cut really good. Give credit where credit's due. Very super cool tools. This thing has been fantastic. All I did do was buy the pipe, but the fence was his. Great design. That's a Starrett tape I stuck on there too. And vacuum comes in here. Hose, one of these typical 4-inch vacuum attachments. Goes in there easy enough. I can obviously sort of store stuff on both ends or inside. Another little small outlet on this end. This way I don't have to have extension cords running across to the wall. More stuff to step over, trip over. Got this old dead man here. Works pretty nice. And works with the vise here. And then underneath here, if you got one of these old open back saws, this is real thin. I don't even think that's 3/4 inch plywood. You can't really see on the inside, on the edges, on the left edges of these two pieces. I have rare earth magnets that hold the boards in place. A couple other small ones there, same thing, rare earth magnets. You can see the belt goes right in between. I just have to take those off whenever I do cuts that aren't 90 degrees because of the way this thing tilts inside. So the belt's going to move. And then underneath here, you can see my vacuum, and almost no dust stays in there. This actually worked out pretty damn well for a rig. So, and this thing, guys, talk about these big giant workbenches, Rubo workbenches. This thing, at most, I got all my wheels with locking casters. I might have locked 2 of them at the most, and I've done some pretty heavy hand planing and never had this thing. This thing barely moves, so in that regard it works pretty good. These holes on the surface, I just went crazy. I didn't really need this many. I should have listened. I think it was Schwartz talked about, Chris Schwartz talked about just putting them in when you need them. The one thing I did do is some of these things when I use my, here I'll grab one. All right, videography here, huh? Drop these in, they work great, but what you can see right now, I go that far and I hit a 2x4 underneath. Hit another board under here. Part of that is because of the boards I had to do for these pipes here. So that screwed me up there. Other spots 360, you know, it rotates great. But then this one hit another board, so I should have given a little more thought. Most of them work pretty good, but I do have issues. So this one, I think I got a board coming across. But generally speaking, works pretty good. See, most of these work well. Just something to think about underneath. Outside of that, I like having the big tabletop. Works well.